Hi, I'm Karen Mavrikos. I am one of the program therapists at First Step Center. I wanted to talk to you all today about the importance of nutrition in recovery, especially in early recovery. So, people who are struggling with a substance abuse addiction need to understand how what they eat can strongly impact how they process through their recovery and how they can actually control their relapse and triggers that may occur throughout the process. 90% of our genetic makeup is comprised of those bacteria. So 90% of who we are is made up by the bacteria that helps us function. We also learned that a great deal of the chemicals in our brain that we use to function and feel good, like serotonin and dopamine, are actually formed in the gut, not the brain. So we're treating the brain with medications, trying to increase mood, stabilize mood, decrease anxiety, and it's actually being formed in the gut. 90% of our serotonin is formed in our digestive system. 50% of our dopamine is formed in our digestive system. And then that travels through the vagus nerve up to our brain. The dopamine receptors are really what's hit the hardest when you're using drugs because they're the feel-good hormone. When you take a pill, when you use meth, when you drink alcohol, you're getting that feel-good sensation. That's your dopamine. Serotonin is also a feel-good hormone. You'll hear serotonin uptake inhibitors like SSRIs such as Prozac. Those are the medications that you take to balance your serotonin because you want your serotonin levels to be high. So with serotonin and dopamine, if they're depleted and you're not getting enough of those to your brain, you will start feeling depressed and anxious. Those neurotransmitters aren't functioning properly, so you're not really getting those feel-good hormones to your brain. And so what happens? You get triggers and relapse. You want to use because you're just not feeling good. You're in recovery, you're not using, you've kind of given up that coping skill, and you actually feel worse. And you're wondering, I'm supposed to feel better because I'm doing the right thing, I'm taking care of myself, but you don't. If your diet is full of caffeine and sugar, you are slowing your recovery rate down, and you are actually putting yourself at risk for more extreme post-acute withdrawal symptoms. Post-acute withdrawal is your brain healing, and it can actually last up to 2 years, guys. Don't be afraid. It just comes and goes in waves, but you might just notice that you have an increase in anxiety that you weren't expecting, or nights of sleeplessness when your sleep was doing just fine, or maybe you're having intense cravings that you weren't anticipating. Those are post-acute withdrawal symptoms. They're normal, and knowing that they're normal can help you better understand when they do happen that this is something that's going to pass, and you can actually bear it a little bit better if you're aware that it could happen. But if you eat nutritiously, you can actually minimize that. A cup of coffee has 100 milligrams of caffeine, which, okay, 1 cup of coffee in the morning, I get it. You need a little pick-me-up to wake up. Starbucks coffee, though, has 330 milligrams, and a Rockstar has 5,000. And it has 15.5 teaspoons of sugar. So for those of you who are reaching for the Rockstar instead of reaching for a Percocet, consider that a Rockstar actually has the potential for addiction as well. It actually will create a cycle of highs and lows that will mimic the behavior that you experienced during your addiction. And what that does is it keeps you on the roller coaster. The goal of recovery is to get you off the roller coaster and to actually make you feel like your day is normal, and that the normal things like playing volleyball with your friends, or playing with your kids in the backyard, or watching a funny movie actually gives you those dopamine rushes. So what's better than feeling good naturally? Now, you might say drugs are better than natural because they're going to make me feel good all the time. But feeling better naturally it's a more stable high. It's a lifetime high. It's something that's going to help you feel healthy and positive about all the choices that you make in your life. And you can do that through what you eat.